Flavorful, fresh, accessible, and creative. Just some of the words used to describe our chef on a shoestring Southern cooking. And lucky for you, he's sharing it with us this morning. Chef John Currence is the executive chef and owner of City Grocery in Oxford, Mississippi. Also winner of this year's Best Southern Chef Award from the James Beard Foundation. And our chef on a shoestring this week. Great to have you with us this morning. Thanks for coming up from Mississippi to chilly New York.
Thank you.
Of course, you know your challenge. A fantastic meal for four, but on our recession-proof budget of $35. So what's on your menu?
A challenge. Today we're going to do a savory mushroom stuffed Pop-Tart, a garlic-studded pork roast, and then we've got a flourless chocolate espresso souffle cake for dessert.
I like the sound of all of those. I'm totally intrigued, I have to say, by the Pop-Tart. This is not your average Pop-Tart.
No, and it's actually my wife's favorite. We play with a lot of, and it's her birthday today, so I did it for her.
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
So to make the so-called Pop-Tart, you're using mushrooms, a little bit of goat cheese, and some fancy-looking dough here.
Yeah, well, you can actually you can use a store-bought pie dough. This is actually homemade. That we put a little bit of dried herbs in and a little bit of cayenne pepper to sort of punch up the flavor and make it a little more savory. You leave sugar out of just a regular pie dough.
Okay.
And all you do really is just we've taken a selection of seasonal mushrooms.
And you like to use a bunch of different ones. And I noticed that the key word is seasonal here. You actually change up your menu a lot seasonally at your restaurant.
Yes, ma'am. I sure do. We change that menu about every 8 weeks.
So whatever mushrooms you find in season at your local store.
Yeah, and they're crazy good mushrooms in right now. Chanterelles, they're a little on the expensive side. So for this menu, we just used shiitakes and cremini mushrooms.
Okay, which we have right here.
Yeah.
So we've got the mushrooms in there. I see a log of goat cheese that's calling my name.
Right.
And how do we put the goat cheese in?
All we're going to do is just take a tiny little bit of it.
Okay.
Crumble it.
Crumble a little bit on there.
Over the top. And then we took some shallots and some garlic.
Oh, and roasted. Did you just roast those in the oven?
Well, we just actually crisped them up in a little bit of oil.
Okay.
And use that seasoned oil to cook the mushrooms in.
I like the synergy there.
So
we've got everything on.
Right.
Is it time to put the top on?
Yep. All you do is just
the top.
We're going to brush.
Like
we're going to brush it first with a little bit of egg wash. That'll lock it.
Gotcha.
Lock it in when it cooks.
So just brush around the edges there.
Yeah, and you can use anything to make these Pop-Tarts with. You can use sunchokes, artichoke hearts, just anything that you like that sort of roasts up nicely.
Right, so it'll look great, and if you have children at home, they may eat it just because of the name.
Exactly.
Which is always helpful. Little do they know it's the healthy Pop-Tart.
Exactly.
There's no sugar.
Exactly.
So once we've got this all set, do you put a little bit more of the egg wash on top just for
we will.
that beautiful color?
We'll cut a couple of vents in there to let the steam out.
No explosions in the oven, please.
Exactly. And then brush the top with a little bit of egg.
And then we throw this in the oven for how long?
For about 20 minutes at 350 to 375.
And this is the beauty that we get.
How about that?
What have you put on top there?
Now, we made a reduction with balsamic vinegar, a little bit of orange juice, some brown sugar, and just reduce that down nice and slow. You have to be careful with balsamic. There's a lot of sugar in it.
Okay.
And so it'll burn if you cook it too quickly.
We don't want that to happen. All right, I'm going to take a test bite, and I think I can probably tell you I know it's going to be great. As we move on now to the garlic-studded pork roast. There's a lot of garlic in this baby. 20 cloves of garlic.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one that the response is sort of universally the same. Folks seem to feel like there's a lot of garlic in it, but really when garlic cooks down, it gets really sweet and earthy. And this thing, I mean, you cook it all night long.
So and I'm just stuffing these, and these are, regular, if you're thinking cloves of garlic, you are thinking this, a whole clove of garlic. Sticking them in just kind of randomly all over.
Anywhere you like.
No vampires will bother you.
Nope. And
because you've had plenty.
The great thing about this, I mean, this is a great dish because you can't overcook it as long as there's enough liquid in the pot.
Okay.
We literally cook the ones that we did here all night long here at the studio.
Which gives you some great flavor. So I know you sear it first before you put it in the oven. We have one that we're going to look at that's done a little bit of olive oil there.
Right. And searing it, you just you're just caramelizing the sugars on the outside.
Really, just kind of a minute or two on each side. Not
exactly.
Even.
You just want to brown it. Then you put in your vegetables, which we use some more mushrooms.
All these in the pot.
Right. Some
sweet potatoes.
Pearl onions.
Some more of these beautiful fall mushrooms.
Right.
And this, you've chosen the pork shoulder because it's a more inexpensive cut.
Exactly.
Are you losing any of the flavor, though, when you choose this cut?
No, absolutely not. I mean, that's what all barbecue that you get is made out of shoulders and butts.
Okay.
I mean, it's really a nice cut. It's just inexpensive, and it needs to cook for a while, which is why folks, you know, tend to slide more towards a pork loin or a tenderloin because
Right,
you can cook them very quickly.
This is a nice Sunday dish, though. So through the magic of television, I think we're going to swap this one out just so we can see and taste a little bit. But I got to tell you, it smells really good over here, and we're all a little hungry. So we're excited for the finished product. Pardon me.
I like to.
Oh wow! Oh, that smells great.
And then that's what you get.
And the weather today is perfect for it.
Yeah, exactly. This is a perfect fall meal. I mean, those sweet potatoes. You know, the fact that it cooks nice and slowly all night long. Then when you get done with it, I mean, you really can. I mean, see, it's just so tender.
Falls right off the bone there.
Pull it apart.
And as you're plating it up here, I notice you've got, is this a little bit of chutney that you put together here?
It is, in fact.
Is that an apple chutney? What's it made of?
That's an apple chutney, which you can use just sort of any of your favorite kind of winter fruit.
Put
over the top.
Put a little bit over there. And as you're putting that on there, afterwards I'm going to ask you to pass it a plate so we can test it. You also have for us a chocolate espresso cake, which we're just going to try. We have the recipe on the website, though. When you make this cake, I have one question for you, though. Does it matter the kind of chocolate? If you like a sweeter chocolate, can you use milk, or should it really be a dark, rich, not too sugary?
Really, a dark, rich chocolate is going to work much better than anything else. There's a lot of sugar in the recipe to sweeten it up.
Right.
But there's just a dark chocolate is just so much earthier.
Gentlemen, your cake. All right, let's see how we did. Now, of course, your budget, $35. I'll tell you right now, it all tastes good. $34.73. Was it enough to put you on the leaderboard? Okay, so you're not in the top 3, but I got to tell you, these meals...
It tastes like it's in the top 3.
This is definitely on my top list. This is fantastic.
Wow.
Thank you.
I highly recommend this, and it's a perfect day for it. Great to have you with us, John Currence.
It's great to be here.